The evolution of Google and later its parent structure, Alphabet Inc., is not simply a story of technological success. It is a profound case study in how ambition, unconventional thinking, and long-term vision can reshape industries, redefine leadership, and challenge the very purpose of corporations in society. At its core, this journey is driven by two individuals, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, whose philosophy of innovation goes far beyond building products. It seeks to transform entire systems, from a search engine to a vision for the future. Google began as an attempt to solve a specific problem, how to organize the overwhelming amount of information on the internet. But for Page and Brin, this was never the final goal. From the very beginning, they viewed technology as a tool to address large-scale global challenges. Unlike many companies that focus on incremental improvements, Google adopted a mindset centered on moonshot thinking, pursuing ideas that could create massive, transformative impact. This philosophy explains why the company did not stop at search, but expanded into areas such as mobile computing, artificial intelligence, transportation, and healthcare. The birth of Alphabet, redefining corporate structure. As Google's ambitions grew, its original structure became increasingly difficult to manage. The company was no longer just a search engine, it was a collection of diverse and often unrelated ventures. This led to the creation of Alphabet Inc., a parent company designed to separate Google's core business from its experimental projects. Interestingly, the name Alphabet was not chosen for branding appeal, but for symbolic reasons. It represented a collection of fundamental elements. Just as letters form words, Alphabet's companies would collectively form a broader vision of innovation. Sergey Brin played a key role in selecting the name, while Larry Page emphasized that it was meant to function more as an internal identity than a consumer-facing brand. This restructuring allowed individual divisions to operate independently, each led by capable executives. It also clarified the company's strategy. Google would focus on its core products, while other ventures, often referred to as other bets, would pursue ambitious long-term innovations. A new kind of leadership philosophy. One of the most distinctive aspects of Larry Page's leadership is his rejection of traditional management principles. Unlike many CEOs who rely on structured strategies and formal business education, Page's approach is rooted in engineering thinking and curiosity. He has often emphasized that his goal was not simply to run a company, but to create an environment where innovation thrives. Rather than focusing on competition or market share, he prioritizes solving meaningful problems that can impact billions of people. This philosophy leads to an unusual approach. Instead of narrowing focus, Google and later Alphabet actively explores multiple industries simultaneously. From self-driving cars to global internet access, the company deliberately embraces complexity and risk. While critics argue that this lack of focus can dilute resources, Page believes that true breakthroughs require bold experimentation and a willingness to pursue ideas that might initially seem unrealistic. Innovation as exploration, thinking beyond limits. A defining characteristic of Alphabet's strategy is its emphasis on identifying problems that are both frustrating and universal. For example, Page has described how even small inefficiencies such as delays in infrastructure or limitations in connectivity can inspire entirely new business ideas. This mindset transforms everyday challenges into opportunities for innovation. Rather than accepting limitations, Alphabet seeks to question them. Why should transportation rely on human drivers? Why should internet access be limited by geography? Why should healthcare depend on slow, reactive systems instead of predictive data? Such questions have led to projects like autonomous vehicles, high-altitude internet balloons, and data-driven healthcare solutions. Balancing ambition and practicality. Despite its bold vision, Alphabet operates in a world governed by economic realities. Not every project succeeds, and many require years or even decades before delivering tangible results. This raises a fundamental challenge: how to balance long-term innovation with short-term business sustainability. Page acknowledges that many of these ventures involve significant risk, but he views them as necessary investments in the future. Unlike traditional venture capital models where failure is expected, Alphabet's projects are backed by substantial resources and patience. This allows the company to pursue ideas that might be too risky for smaller organizations. The role of technology in society. As Google and Alphabet expanded, their influence extended far beyond technology. Their products began shaping how people access information, communicate, and make decisions. This influence brought increased scrutiny from governments, regulators, and the public. Critics have raised concerns about privacy, data usage, and the concentration of power within large technology companies. These concerns intensified as Google became a central gateway to information for billions of users. At the same time, political pressures and regulatory challenges have forced the company to adapt. Issues such as content moderation, algorithmic bias, and global regulation highlight the complexities of operating at such a large scale. Leadership in the age of accountability. Another major shift in Google's evolution is the changing role of its founders. Larry Page, once deeply involved in the company's operations, has gradually stepped back from public visibility. Unlike other tech leaders who actively engage with media and policymakers, Page has adopted a more reserved approach. This has led to criticism, especially during moments of political scrutiny, where his absence has been interpreted as a lack of accountability. In contrast, other executives in the tech industry have taken more visible roles in addressing public concerns. This contrast reflects a broader change in expectations. Today's technology leaders are not only innovators, but also public figures responsible for addressing societal challenges. Expanding the boundaries of innovation. Despite these challenges, Alphabet continues to push the boundaries of what technology can achieve. Its projects span a wide range of fields, including artificial intelligence and machine learning, autonomous transportation, global internet connectivity, and healthcare and life sciences. Each of these areas represents a potential transformation of entire industries. For example, improving internet access could empower millions of people, while advances in healthcare could extend and improve human life. Page's vision is not limited to improving existing systems, it aims to redefine them entirely. A different kind of company. One of Page's most ambitious goals is to change how people perceive companies themselves. He has pointed out that corporations often have negative reputations, seen as entities driven primarily by profit rather than purpose. Through Alphabet, he aims to create a different model, one where companies focus on solving meaningful problems and creating value for society. This vision challenges traditional business thinking, suggesting that long-term impact and innovation should take precedence over short-term gains. Legacy and the future. The legacy of Google and Alphabet is still unfolding. What started as a research project has grown into a global force that influences nearly every aspect of modern life. Larry Page and Sergey Brin have demonstrated that innovation is not just about technology, it's about perspective. By questioning assumptions and pursuing ambitious ideas, they have redefined what a company can achieve. Yet, their story also highlights the challenges of success. As technology becomes more powerful, the responsibility to use it wisely becomes even greater. Conclusion. The journey from Google to Alphabet represents more than corporate evolution. It reflects a shift in how we think about innovation, leadership, and the role of technology in society. It's a story of bold ideas, calculated risks, and a relentless pursuit of progress. But it is also a reminder that with great influence comes great responsibility. As Alphabet continues to explore new frontiers, one question remains central. Can a company not only change the world, but do so in a way that benefits everyone? Don't forget to like and subscribe.